Thank you for checking out a new episode of Bad Advice, the show where unqualified people give unsolicited advice. This week, I'm joined by comedians Steph Tolev and Shalewa Sharpe. This is a super fun episode. We talk about thieving family members, drug dealing neighbors, all kinds of good stuff. Just give it a listen. Welcome to Bad Advice, the show where unqualified people give unsolicited advice. Thank you for joining us and following us with another episode. You guys have been awesome, hitting up the socials and everything, so we really appreciate it. We are joined this week by two great comedians. First up in Toronto, Steph Tolev is here. How's it going, Steph?
I'm well. How are you?
Steph, you can be honest. This is an honest.
Okay, I can be honest. I can tell the people what's happening. I'm very upset.
Sure.
And well, this will be a message for anyone listening. If you're going to use somebody else's content, either on Instagram or Twitter or wherever it is, TikTok, you must credit the person by tagging them in their stuff. That's all it is. E-News, a major news source today, did use one of my videos and not tag me. And it does affect comedians. We need these followers. And I lost out on roughly 10,000 followers. And I'm not over it. And I'm trying to be, like you be honest, I'm sitting here lying. I was just seething a minute ago. And now I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, no, I'm so fucking pissed off.
No, be mad. Yeah. Like, I think people underappreciate the value of a good grudge. You know what I mean? Like, an earned grudge. You earned it. They fucked you. It's not hard to just credit somebody for the thing they did.
You truly just put an @ sign in front of their name. That's exactly
right?
it. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's simple stuff, in my opinion. It's just sad that these 20-year-old interns are like in charge of our lives, which is very scary. That some 20-year-old moron just was like, whatever. And I'm sitting here being like, you've cost me maybe a role in a movie. Like, I'm just like, that's all I can think about. Even though I could have got no followers from it. I'm just saying this, but I probably would have. I feel like you probably would have because your videos are hilarious. You're on like, you do like TikTok and stuff. I know I'd say that as the oldest, most washed fucking way of saying that. You do TikTok and stuff. I watch TikTok, but I don't do it. You know what I mean? Like I scroll, but I don't participate. Have you found it like, I don't know how, like, is it like, it's fun over there? I don't even know. No. I find it very upsetting. And I just got myself to a point now where I can't get out of it. And like, it's just like, it's like, it's hard to explain, but like, it's like if you do a joke and you're so proud of it and then it goes up and bombs. And then I'll do something that I'm like, this sucks. And it's so unfunny. And I'll post it and that'll get more views than anything I've ever done. I'm like, I literally didn't do a joke. I wasn't funny at all. I look like a piece of shit. And that's what you like when I'm over here. Like we're working on stuff for years. That's why this video pissed me off, because the video that E-News tagged, I actually did work on very hard. And it did do very well on TikTok and on my Instagram. But then if you're listening, E-News, I'm very upset with you, and I will not give you permission to post anything ever again.
You heard it here, E-News.
You heard it here first.
Beef. The beef is on. It's on site for E-News.
The beef is on.
Also joining us today, you can check out her album, So You Just Out Here, weekly podcast called The Wall Report. Shalewa Sharpe is here. How's it going, girl?
It's going all right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mess with TikTok at all.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I have my name is on it twice, or at least my internet name is on it twice because I forgot the password for the first one. And so I had to make another one, but with a 0 for the O. And then I figured out how to get back into the first one. I don't know. But I saw one clip of a white dude lip syncing something I was saying. And I was like, I am not emotionally ready for whatever happens on this site. I know that for sure. I am too old to even have the kind of phone that can support that platform. I'm straight up in jitterbug territory. Why?
That is the wildest shit to me on that TikTok. Because like, I'll be honest with you, they'll be like, I won't watch it for like days, and then I'll be like not sleeping, and I'll just watch 3 hours of TikTok. I'll just like be scrolling for whatever. And I learned how to better cut a bell pepper. That was useful information. Like I can now trim a bell pepper really well. But then you'll see so much of it is just people lip syncing other people's stuff. And then the lip syncers get all the accolades. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yes.
And then they're just out here. I just don't. Man, I'm too petty for that. I'd be mad as hell you take my shit in this.
Yeah, I mean, they got the clip, I guess. Comedy Central posted a clip and people got from that. But then it's like, they're maybe tagging me, but probably not. And if they are, they're spelling the name wrong. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't even go to therapy. So I know I'm not prepared to dive into this. Like,
yeah.
I will say the worst thing is they probably won't tag you. The only fun, so it says at the bottom, a little lesson, use this sound. So they can use your sound. So it'll show your name in the very bottom, but the people who are reenacting the video probably won't tag it because I didn't even know that existed until I clicked on one of my things and I saw like 400 people reenact one of my jokes and like 2 of them tagged me. I was like, that doesn't seem fucking right. And then yesterday I noticed a woman posted this stupid rant I did and she went, it says in big letters, this isn't Trump related, but it's funny. So I had to post. And then I went on her page and she's like a maniac Trump supporter. And I was like, take this down, this down. I don't want to be on here. I don't want to be on here.
Yeah.
Why did I get on this?
I know. There's no way they'll even tag me because if they got anything from me telling a joke, it's from something that somebody else posted anyway. Right. The only TikTok I have is me looking crazy while a King Cruel song plays in the background. Like that's the closest I got to it. And I was like, no, I miss Vine. This is too much time.
Too long, for sure.
My fingers are too fat for the screen when it comes to editing. Like I'm not going to make it in these TikTok waters. I'm just going to let it float by and miss me. I'll catch the next one.
I feel like I hit like Twitter and then that I don't know that I've got anything past that. Like I can write a joke, I can put it on the internet, you can read it, you cannot read it. But like now I got to like have a ring light and do all kinds of editing and shit. I didn't learn that skill. I got my first iPhone this year. I have not learned any of them skills that these babies have, and they are good. It's
they're
wild.
good.
You'll see these people.
They're real good.
Editing is very hard on this app. I will say, like, I can edit videos on iMovie. It's very hard to use this app, and it's like they do crazy effects and stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck are these? Or like, I'll see some like old ass woman who's like 68, 70 editing these. I'm like, how the hell does she fucking know how to do this? When I'm over here, like, I'm reading tutorials how to edit on TikTok. Yeah. Like, it's very insane. And I don't know if you've gotten this, but like sometimes your For You page, if you're watching TikTok, you get some wild things. So I've been getting like a severe amount of amputees. And I don't know if I watched one video once, but now every time I go on, I'm like, well, and here we go. And then I feel bad not watching it. So I'm like watching all this like wild stuff. So I'm going to bed.
And now
crazy
now that you're watching it, you're going to get more of it.
I
right?
know.
Isn't that how the algorithm works?
It's the algorithm. And I've got myself down a bad algorithm. Then I'll do like all these Trump supporters come out. I'm like, I don't like Trump. I don't know why I'm seeing these things. It's very strange.
I have weirdly gotten a couple of like too close to home. I haven't watched it, but like I have like weird nerdy. I watched a documentary on these kids that are like really good at yo-yos. Like they do like the tricks and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is like an interesting, like I like to watch things. If anybody is like the best in the world at something, that's an interesting thing to watch somebody be that good at something, whatever that thing is. And then like, that was just a thing I watched. And then like 2 days later, I'm like on yo-yo TikTok on my For You page. And I didn't talk about yo-yos. I have a yo-yo. It's sitting in my drawer somewhere, but like I didn't talk about it. And just suddenly I'm getting 90, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like that, like they definitely do data scrape in that way where it's like, they just know all the shit you're doing, but also like, whatever, man, I'm not doing anything wild out here.
No, it's very strange.
Yeah. I just start talking about random things to see if they're going to send that my way via Instagram or something. Just like I'm just like, you know, I decided I'm in the mood for candles. They don't know that. They're not sending me candles. They're sending me shoes. I need candles. So I'm just saying candles into my phone. Just can't, you know what I mean?
Do you guys have like Alexas or any of like that stuff?
I don't.
Look,
that scares me.
There's an Alexa that's built into, I have the Amazon Fire Stick, right? And so there's an Alexa built into the remote. And I was just like, I don't trust that. That shit's the feds. My roommate, who is considerably younger than me and a white guy, turned on the Alexa on the remote because he was tired of typing in the name when searching or something. And I was like, look here, bruh, this is a sharecropping house. You are not going to just do the easy Alexa thing. Now the feds can see me. You obviously didn't grow up with an uncle that was like, that's how they get you. I was very I was very upset that this thing could even hear any of my thoughts. I for sure was just like, I gotta stop living with white folks because they just trust the system.
Yeah, I'll be real with you. If I'm being honest, my laziness has surpassed my blackness because I got Alexa. I got tired of having to search shit or let me set an alarm. I'm cooking. Let me go to my phone, do this. No, I got an Alexa. Now I just boop. And now I know they're listening to me. The government has all my information, but like, whatever, man. You're going to have it anyway. If I'm being real, I'm not sneaky enough that the government doesn't know what I'm doing. So like.
That is true. I just feel like I don't need to give them another app.
You're right.
I'm definitely living out loud and saying requests into my phone. Like they're gonna find me, and they're gonna be bored by whatever they find.
That's the other side of it. Like I got an Apple Watch now because I'm trying to like work out more, and it's like helping with that stuff. And I've like multiple GPSs on my body at any given moment with microphones. They know what the fuck I'm doing, and what am I doing? I haven't left my house in 10 months. I don't know, like
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever, you know where to find me, government.
Yeah, I'm sure the feds are just like, well, I guess today's a living room day. You know, like they're not.
Yeah.
No one's gonna know.
2 bowls. This is a 2-bowl afternoon. All right, yeah, well, you got me. I smoked twice today. Thank you, government. So let's go ahead and jump into a couple of these letters. Yeah, they get interesting. Let's try. Oh, I like this one. I like anything pettiness involved. Dear Abby, a cute little girl lives up the street from my husband and me and attends the same church we do. A few years ago, we taught her in Sunday school class. At the time, she developed a crush on my husband. We both laughed about it and thought it was sweet. Fast forward 3 years, and it's not so sweet anymore. It's downright awkward. She runs up to my husband multiple times while we're at church, while ignoring me. Last Sunday, she turned to me as she did it and announced, "He's mine." I stood there thinking, no, he's mine. I know this jealous reaction seems silly, and I'm trying hard not to feel this way, but it felt like I was fighting over my husband with an 8-year-old. He is aware of her crush and how I feel about it, but he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. Her mother knows about the crush, and we shared a laugh early on. What can I do? Would speaking to the girl's mother help? What should I say, or how would it make things more awkward? Signed, no longer amused in Ogden, Utah. I love every time. My favorite thing about this podcast is reading the letter and then looking over to the video and everybody just mouth agape staring into the camera.
Is that during COVID somebody wrote this too?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody is complaining about this. Well, probably half their family is dead. This person needs to get a life. That's my advice. Get a grip. What? I was waiting for you to say she's 14 and she's butting into a woman, and I'd be like, oh, okay, here we go. A young, hot teen. But no. An 8-year-old. Like, you must be that.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, I mean, I don't know what they're putting in the chickens, but it's definitely making women, like women out of little girls. I don't know if you've seen some of these 8-year-olds now.
I don't think I have.
Mean, they're doing the busset challenge. They are.
Yeah.
They got big asses, and I blame the milk and the chicken. So I mean, like how hot is the 8-year-old?
That's a good question.
I mean, that's.
It's a question I will not ask.
No.
I am not trying to get canceled.
No.
But I understand. Here's what's wild. Like one of the many things that are wild about me. This has been going on for 3 years. That means it started when she was 5, right? Mm-hmm. And you have been building up resentment towards a 5, a 6, a 7-year-old. This woman is getting, you know what I mean? This has like been a building thing in her heart. And the idea that she has gotten jealous, legit jealous of a child. I don't get jealous of adult. Like, if my fiance is like, you know, we're out somewhere or whatever, like fucking a year, we haven't been out anywhere. But you know what I mean? Like, she sees a guy friend of hers or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm glad you have a friend. Or, you know what I mean? Like the idea, or like if somebody's like, oh, your girl's hot. Goddamn right she is. High five. I pulled that. Like, so like jealousy doesn't run in my veins like that. Certainly not about a child.
No, that's why I don't want to go dark and gross and weird here, but
feel free.
There's clearly maybe her husband is enjoying children. If she's concerned that this is something like maybe check your husband, maybe he should check for child porn on his phone. I don't know what to tell you, because at no point does this make any logical sense to me. Like,
why would you possibly feel
how self-conscious are you that you think your husband's going to leave you for an 8-year-old child?
Yeah.
Years of marriage down the drain? Girl doesn't know her ABCs yet. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
I mean, what's happening?
There's definitely something wrong with the letter writer. Unfortunately. Like there's no way around it, baby. There's something wrong with you. It's not the 8-year-old.
No.
And it's not your husband if he's just like, she's 8.
Yeah.
Right. So
like, I wonder how many times she's brought this up to her husband and he's just looked at her like what are you
serious?
talking about? And then kept it going, and she's like, he won't listen to me because you're talking nonsense.
Could you imagine if your girlfriend called you, was like, she's here again, and they're like, who? Her. And then they come over and there's this child playing with a ball in the front yard. Like, what are you talking about? Her. Like, that's wild. Like,
I told you to cut this off. Like, she's mad at you for not.
Do not throw the ball back. Do not throw the ball back at her.
That also, I mean, we do have to wonder, like, so that is the one side of, like, the issue with this podcast, and it comes up every week, is we get one side of a story, right? We don't know we know this person, which also, it's wild that normally people try to make themselves seem as good as like they make themselves be the hero of their letter, right? This is as good as you can make yourself look, right? This is the best possible way you come out of the scenario. But we don't know. Maybe this husband is leading this girl on. He's bringing he's got a pocket full of snack cakes. He's got juice boxes. We don't know.
She might have 2 oranges in her training bra and stuffed her ass. We don't know what's happening over there. That's
also, take a moment and appreciate how good you are as Sunday school teachers, that you've managed to retain this child's interest.
I'd also love to see the husband, because at 8-year-old, I don't recall ever having a crush on anybody. I think I had a crush on Inspector Gadget, the cartoon, for like a year, and I was like, he's too old for me. But that was a drawing. You know what I mean? I don't recall ever looking at an older man as someone that young and finding him attractive.
What if she's married to a cartoon?
That's possible.
That's going to see now. Changing.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I did see a TikTok, actually. This is a nightmare. I did see a TikTok of a woman who was married to a carnival ride. So, I mean, maybe we don't know.
Yeah, no, they're out there. Oh, for sure.
That shit happens. There's a lady that married the Empire the Empire State Building or the whatever. Like, there's
at least she's going for bigger things. The carnival ride looked very old and rusty. Why would you pick that? If you're going to marry an object.
Imagine having to settle. Like, well, I'm not good enough for this Ben. I might as well
for a rusty fucking carnival ride that no longer works. You're like, I love him.
I mean, what can I say?
So this lady's asking for help. She says, what does she do? Obviously, you
get a grip.
Like the answer is get therapy, obviously. However, let's say, like, but I will also say this. A relationship is about compromise. If you have come to your husband multiple times and be like, hey, this bothers me. Real talk. If I come to my fiance with some petty bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. Petty. I know I'm being just petty. I know this is nonsense, but it bothers me and I need you to have my side on it. We're in this together. You got to have my side on this. So at some point, this husband has to Heisman this little girl. He's got to push. Something has to happen. You got to pick a side. You're either picking an 8-year-old or you're picking your wife.
Or you're picking to leave your wife because this is psychotic.
Oh, so there's an option. That's the third option. Obviously,
there's definitely got to be another option.
Third option is move, change your name.
She definitely needs to mention the pettiness, though, because I feel like in that letter she's not picking up on her own pettiness. You know what I mean? I feel like she's saying the things, but she doesn't believe she's being petty.
Mm-hmm. And she's trying to make it seem like enough is enough. I've been dealing with this for 3 years.
Like this has been. I've been nice long enough, and I can't do this anymore. I tried talking to the child's mother. It's like, no, I don't.
The mom would be like, "What are you talking about?"
This is
my
not
daughter?
An external problem.
Imagine that conversation. You're in church and this woman comes up and be like, look, did you take that little slut ass 8-year-old daughter of yours? And you said, like, that's wild.
That's wild.
Oh my
God. We've got lots of wild ones. Hold on, let's try this one I enjoy. Let's get into it. Dear Abby, My parents and sister live 3 hours away, so my family stays with me when they come to town. Over the last few years, I've noticed things began to disappear from my home. They're usually small and portable, earrings in particular. The idea of someone stealing from me was very upsetting. When I mentioned it to my sister, she suggested it could be our housekeeper. After my wedding band vanished, I had a security camera installed. A few months later, two more pairs of earrings went MIA, so I had the surveillance company review the tapes. It turns out the thief is my sister. The idea that she has gone through my things and helped herself with no remorse after I opened my home to her disgusts me. When I confronted her, she denied it. She later told my mother that she did take the earrings, but didn't know why I wanted them because they were so ugly. Christmas is coming and I can no longer welcome her into my home. Why would she do this to me? Signed, Trusted, my sister in Raleigh, North Carolina. Look, here's where my first, I'm mad. Obviously, there's a lot of things to be mad about. Here's what made me mad. She told my mother she did take the earrings, but didn't know why I wanted them because they were so ugly. Bitch, why did you want them? Yeah. Why are you stealing these ugly ass earrings?
Oh, fuck.
Yo.
What do you do if you have a thief in your family?
Okay, my soul tells me that the sister who is stealing is the younger sister.
That feels right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that the older sister got to get away with something that she doesn't even know she managed to get away with because the parents were too tired to discipline her because she was the first one. And the second one has been harboring resentment and has been taking shit from her ever since. And I say that as a firstborn with a sister who does not steal from me. She lets me know immediately that she's taking it from me. There has never been any wonder as to where it went. It is on her body. Toot sweet. But that's already what I think. Steph, I know you have a sister.
I do have a sister, but I was thinking too, maybe the resentment thing makes sense. Like maybe she's super jealous that her sister has her own house and she's like coming and staying with her parents. Like she can't invite them to her house. She's like, fuck this bitch. If she has all this money, why does she need these earrings she doesn't want anymore?
Right.
But also, why did it take her 3 months to look at that security footage if she was that worked up? That was where I was like,
how are you not?
Immediately. The second she left, I'd be like, let's get the security footage.
Run the tape. Yeah.
Why are you waiting?
I would like to address that she seems way less concerned about her wedding band disappearing. Yeah. That happened some time ago. We know, look, we know your fucking sister's the thief at this point. Go back and be like, okay, let's talk about the fact that you stole my fucking wedding ring. That's wild.
This also seems like you and your sister need therapy, or she needs it. It seems like something that you can just deal with her. There's no other.
You guys need to sit down and work out
something
whatever is driving her. Now, here's the question. This is either, like Shalewa said, a personal grudge being worked out, or maybe your fucking sister's like a jewel thief. What if your maybe your sister's just a criminal and she doesn't know how to stop? Maybe this could be a bigger issue. I would talk to my mom and see if our sister's stealing from her as well. I want to know how far this goes. How deep is this rabbit hole?
I was thinking hit pawn shops in the area. That's where your shit is.
Yeah. You got to get your wedding ring back.
Don't people become kleptos and it becomes like a serious issue? Like people just like to steal. Like, I don't know if you guys went through that phase when you were kids where you just steal things from stores. Like, ooh, this is exhilarating, but maybe she's...
No, I hung out with girls who did that, and I was like, oh, I am not allowed to do that. My parents hit me.
Yeah. There is...
no.
I feel like, and I hope this doesn't come across as sexist as it's going to sound, that's a very specifically girl thing. At least in my high school experience or whatever. I knew so many girls that would you're stealing makeup, you're stealing earrings, you're just stealing. And I don't know if it's just because white girls can just cry and get away with shit. You know what I mean? They feel like if they get caught, if a guard grabs you, you go, oh, I'm so sorry. And then everyone feels bad and whatever. I can't risk that. I can't if I got to if I'm stealing something, it's a heist. This is serious business. I'm taking some real shit.
I mean,
because
especially
I'm not risking the repercussions
in America. I feel like I got away with it more as a kid in Canada because I was arrested in high school, big whoop, but I literally, to get out of it, signed a letter saying, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. That's literally our court system. So it's like I never felt like I was going to be in trouble. Like I'm like, I'll get in trouble with my parents, whatever. But like after getting arrested and literally nothing happening to me, I was like, okay, well I can fucking steal a shoe charm. Like that's what I stole, a shoe charm. Big whoop. I did it.
Can I ask a question? What is a shoe charm? I don't know what.
I don't know if you remember those things. You used to put them on your shoelaces as kids, and you have those little like. They're very stupid. I stole.
Oh, so like a charm bracelet,
yes, but I put on your shoelace. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely worth
very
it.
small,
Worth
very
the-
tiny. And I'm not stealing large objects, but
I have now gone on to I never stole as a kid. I have stolen as an adult, and it's specifically from chain stores with self-checkout. That is the extent of my stealing. I will put two things together and swipe it as one. Anything organic, I get you know what I'm saying? Like if I get I get some good organic figs, that's just going to be marked as like semolina wheat. That's where my stealing.
Walmart. No.
I've rung up many things as tomatoes on the vine.
Yeah.
I've gotten so many tomatoes on the vine.
And as a kid, like I used to work years and years ago. I worked at Kmart, and it was like the Kmart with a grocery store, like the Super Kmart or whatever. And as a cashier, I would steal for customers all the time. Like if you were cool, I would just like not ring up half your shit and throw it in the bag because I was like, I don't fuck this place. I don't care. So like, I feel like I've stolen for other people. Now I'm recouping a little bit for myself. It's like I've earned it. This karma. This is thief karma.
Think so. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
We had a thing called it's called Winners, but it was like it's just like a TJ Maxx or like a whatever, a bunch of whatever furniture, clothes. Anyways, whenever my friends came in, they wanted something. I'd be like, oh, let me see if I had it in the back, and I'd go in the back, and there's like a label maker, and you can make the price. So I would just make it like $3. I'm like, there you go, and like. So, I mean, it is fun to steal for other people. And we're doing a service.
It is perfectly okay to steal from corporations.
It makes you feel warm inside.
Yeah. It's like some Robin Hood shit, right?
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah. What do you do? So let's say this. Now Christmas is coming and you can no longer welcome into your home. Is there coming back from this? Is there salvaging a relationship where your sister is stealing your wedding ring? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a personal object. She didn't come to your house and like, went through your change jar or some shit. She took like your wedding ring. That's insane.
I feel like if she could get it back or give it back, then I mean,
she'd probably be stupid enough to let her in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a dumb move. It would be a dumb move if she gave you back your ugly earrings. And you're just like, well, I'm glad that's taken care of. Meanwhile, she's walking out with your silver. Like it's not. Yeah, that's not even. I mean, I think it would take other people in the family to also have things go missing.
Yeah.
Like it's going to take a hardcore thing. For a lot of people to be like, hey, this bitch stealing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's just her right now and nobody else has that problem, then that speaks to
what's also
more
what's also
personal.
interesting to me is this doesn't scream drug addict to me, right? Like there's a different like there's drug addict family members. Hide shit while Steve's around. He's he's a crackhead or whatever. Like that's one type of thievery. This doesn't have that vibe to me. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't seem like stealing out of desperation or necessity. This seems like either you're just like trying to bring some drama in your life because you're bored, or like Shalewa said early, this is revenge. This is like personal.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you can sit down and get to the bottom of whatever that personal thing is. Can you actually fix this? You know what I mean? Like if we find out, you stole my boy, like I was in love with your boyfriend in high school, but you dated, you know what I mean? Like whatever the thing is that's driving this, can you have that? Can you work that out to the point where maybe she stops stealing from you? I don't know. That seems like
just don't go to. Why don't she go to somebody else's house? Don't have Christmas. Go there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was going to say it would take a few bottles of wine maybe during Christmas, but maybe a couple of Christmases down the line, then you'd have to get together and get drunk and then let all of that spill out. But it may also, I think it may be closer to Steph's thing where it's, look at you with your house. You ain't even gonna miss these ugly ass earrings. It does feel a little bit like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. We got more letters here. Let's try this one. Dear Abby, as a way to manage my stress and anxiety when COVID hit, I started to exercise. Neither my husband, Chris, which I'm taking personally, nor I had ever been into fitness at all. As the months have gone on, I've realized the power of being healthy, and I try to exercise every day. The problem? Chris is angry. He calls it me time and has made it very difficult for me to go. I tried swimming in the morning before work, but he said he couldn't manage at home to get our 2-year-old ready for school. I tried to go to the gym in the early evening, but he said he needs me to help get the children ready for bed. I tried running later at night, but it didn't feel safe. And I also had trouble falling asleep. Abby, I don't know what to do. Last night, he told me I am selfish and should move out. Can you help me? Signed, Keeping My Sanity.
I say she gets fit as fuck and gets the hell out of there and smears it in his face. He's just jealous because he's probably a fucking slob.
Yeah. The wildest... That letter was going as like, okay, I can maybe figure out he's like feels bad that he's not working out. So now he's trying, like, I was like trying to put pieces together where it's not terrible. That last sentence where that energy changes and I'm selfish and should move out. What's going on here?
Took a bit of a leap.
Quite a heel turn.
Yeah.
It really
Somebody's
was.
an
We're all like,
NWO.
she's working out, and now she's kicked out. I will say for us one quick thing. Sorry to interrupt. Before I forget, I'm still going to forget things. I was getting really upset with the kind of people who were getting really fit during COVID and were really announcing it. So if she's the kind of person who's constantly like, I got to work out and going on about it and that kind of thing, that would maybe get me a little annoyed because I had to mute half my friends who were like, here's my new fitness regime. I'm like, I'm eating 3 bags of chips. Shut the fuck up. I don't know what to tell you. I turned to chips and wine. I'm not eating. I'm fucking doing sit-ups every fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, because she did say something about I've now discovered how important it is to stay healthy, and I was like, I don't know if I like you. We've known this whole time to stay healthy. We've known that
That's not new
for decades.
Yeah.
That's not brand new. So now if it hits you, I don't know.
I hear
but
you.
I mean, that's not a reason for me to kick you out of the house.
Maybe we just work out a schedule or we try to work out together. There's a lot of things that
they
come
do have
before
kids,
you need
too.
to move out. Yeah, you're going to ruin a family? Also, can I ask this? Do 2-year-olds go to school? I don't have kids. That seems very early, right?
Yeah. No, that was a nice attempt. So,
also, where do you live where gyms are still open? Must be nice to have a life in COVID.
Well, I'll tell you this. I live in Texas, and our gyms are open because we're dumb as fuck. Our city is stage 5. And
if
everything's
she's
open.
in Atlanta, if she's in Atlanta, they never shut it down. My sister's there, and she said that they've been busting it wide open the entire time. Her term, I believe that's a technical term.
That's an Atlanta term for sure. I was kind of impressed by like the variety. Like she was like, I tried to swim, then I was trying to go to the gym. The pool and the gym are different places. I think they maybe like this, right? Because she said I tried to swim, and then the next thing is I tried to go to the gym. That's 2 different activities. I'm wondering how rich these people are. You know what I'm saying? So it's because I feel like if you're that rich, that you've also, by the way, that's how broke I am. Just the very idea that you might have a pool,
being able to go 2 places to work out, means your daddy warbucks.
These motherfuckers, I don't know. I feel like there's there's childcare. There's so many things that could solve this issue that I wonder maybe, and I hate, knows about me. I hate taking men's sides. Period. We're usually wrong, right? I'm just being real. I don't like to take men's side. But again, knowing the context that people always give you their side of a story, particularly with these letters, and try to make themselves seem the best possible. This change of, I just wanted to work out and now my husband's throwing me out of the house, screams of we are missing some of this story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There is, maybe you're swimming with a dude at the pool. You've got, there's
who's your trainer?
There's a trainer. I feel like this is very much a we don't have the whole story. Also,
it may take a Michael B. Jordan for me to listen to someone talk about health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that's who's telling me about health, well, suddenly I'm interested.
Well, that's
for sure.
And also, she did say that she's doing gym, pool, and running. So this bitch is doing it all. Like, buddy, I can barely do a sit up in my own house, and that takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So she's for sure talking about all of this all of the time if she's doing all of these activities. That's a lot of activities.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take the man side, but I might be.
I don't want to take the man side. He does have my name, which is helping a little bit for me. But that being said, now I'm starting to see like, hey, bitch, we got kids. You're swimming, you're going to the gym, you're running. Can you come home and make some macaroni and cheese or something? Like, we've got kids. Like, I'm starting to come around this other side that maybe she is being a little selfish. I feel bad.
But I mean, if he doesn't know how to fucking smash up Honey Nut Cheerios in a bag for a 2-year-old, then maybe it's time for him to also learn how to, how to turn on the stovetop.
For sure.
I would love to see her Instagram account too, to see if it went from like, I'm a mom to like before and after pics and like, here's my regime.
Yeah, she's an influencer now.
Yeah.
Also,
so
no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say. So she did definitely become obnoxious, which is certainly rubbing him the wrong way. And then maybe there's a trainer that has kicked him over the edge, perhaps. But
there is a little bit of that. The idea, like this idea where she said, like, we had never been into fitness at all. So like, you guys had being lazy pieces of shit together. That was your, you know what I'm saying? That was your thing. And now suddenly you're changing. Like, that does feel like there's a little bit of like, oh, maybe you've just grown up. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you've grown too far apart. Like,
dude, people do get upset when the significant other, when you kind of made maybe an unspoken pact, but it's still understood pact to just be terrible people together. And now this one's trying to better herself, and that is not why I liked her.
That's not why we worked in the first place.
We were both shitty people. We ate shitty stuff, and we were happy. Now you trying to bring lettuce in my life? Unacceptable.
I also, though, like, again, the change of last night he told me I'm selfish and should move out. I feel like maybe you should. I don't, but I also don't know that maybe. I feel like if we're at that point, maybe some separation is what's called for here.
Yeah, you know See if she can get a cot at that gym.
Just live in the locker room. Good night, Al, and just like tucks into the fucking steam room. Good night. I don't know why Al's the guy who works there, but he is.
Oh, it's so fun. Like, we got before COVID hit. My fiance and I had gotten like Planet Fitness memberships, right? And we're like, we're gonna do it. And then COVID hit, and I was like, whew, that was fucking close. I almost had to start working out. And then now I get the emails, and they're like, come, like, we were canceling our membership. Obviously, I'm not giving you $10 a month to like a place like it would be dangerous for me to fucking go to or whatever. And you get the emails every week, you're like, oh, hey, we wiped off the treadmills or whatever. Please come back to work. But yeah, I'm not doing any of that. Let's move on. Okay, I like this one. Dear Abby, my brother who lives 1,000 miles away is thinking of moving back to our hometown to be around family and quote unquote start over. I love him. He's not a bad person, but he was a terrible father. He is now a widower and he suffers from depression. The problem is, I feel like there are already problems. The problem is some of his children and adult grandchildren plan to move with him. The quote-unquote children and their children are felons, ex-cons, drug addicts, alcoholics, and thieves. My brother is none of those things. I'm willing to welcome him, but my husband and I want nothing to do with his kids or grandkids. I don't trust them to be in my house. There's no way we will welcome them into our family or do whatever it is they expect of us to start a new life. I don't think it is our responsibility. My children, their cousins, want nothing to do with them either. How do I handle this? Signed, Standing Firm in Iowa.
I mean, he's not like them. They're his kids. I don't know what to tell you. The apple doesn't fall that far from the tree. Is that the saying? There's no way. Here's
the question. Are his children and grandchildren, whatever, those things? Or are you a judgmental bitch. And I don't mean to be shitty. I don't like this, whatever. But like, that is the question, right? Because it is wild to think my brother is this guy who was a terrible, also, we got to back up for a minute. My father, he was a terrible father. Clearly, if his children are a bunch of felons, ex-cons, drug addicts, alcoholics, and thieves. But I don't know that this is what they call an unreliable narrator, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like if her children also feel the way she feels, I'm like, did you ask everybody?
Yeah.
I don't know if you checked with everybody.
I'd also love to know, I again don't want to go dark, but widowed how did she go? How did she pass? How did she pass? Was there a pillow involved? Was there?
Why were these kids locked up?
Yeah.
Important questions all around.
Would love to know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also, so he lives 1,000 miles away. He's coming back home to quote unquote start over. He's old enough to have children and adult grandchildren. How old is this man? He has adult grandchildren.
Right. Yeah.
So we're talking 18 to 20-year-old grandkids, which are going to put his children at 30s, 40s, depending on how shitty of a father he was.
Right.
How old is this man that he's starting over?
Yeah.
Starting over what? Motherfucker, just die. It's over.
Yeah.
There's no starting over.
Or like,
it's done.
just stay where you are. Like, where is he coming from? What is this new start? I'd love to know.
Iowa. He's in Iowa. So he's moving to Iowa. He doesn't live in Iowa. He's 1,000 miles from Iowa.
So
not great at geography.
I was like, should we check a map and see?
Yeah.
Where is
I don't
this
know where
man
any of
coming
that
from?
shit is. I do think Iowa's north, though. Maybe he's in Canada. This might be some of your.
Then get him out. Get him out of Canada. Get him down to Iowa. We don't want him here and his bad ways. Also, just don't have him in your house. Go meet at an Applebee's. Why do you have to come over? And also, everybody's picking up their life. That's a lot of people to pick up and just move to Iowa.
Yeah. You're moving.
How big is that trailer? How big is that trailer?
You're moving the whole cast of Shameless over to Iowa.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming.
Happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is
Seems
very
wild.
interesting. They want there's no way we'll welcome them into our family or do whatever it is they expect of us to start a new life. What is? I don't understand what's expected.
I don't think she understands why her brother is coming back. It's not to start over. I think he is trying to just like die in a place that seems comfortable.
Yeah.
He knows his hometown. He was born there. He's willing to die there.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if she thinks he's going to come and get on like, Bumble Silver or whatever, and like meet a new woman and start over and have another group of kids that he's going to raise right this time. It's not like that's it. That's,
Also, this woman might be loaded. If he's coming, he wants to bring his back. She might have some fucking massive house. He must be like, oh, my sister got all the money or something. My wife is dead because she.
Think about that. Maybe
think of all the earrings you can steal from her.
I didn't even think about that, but maybe. So that's starting to make a little bit more sense, and making me start to think that maybe these kids are as bad. He does have a bunch of baby's kids, and they are just a bunch of wild criminals. Because
but if she has that much money, every other person except for her children are thieves and gypsies, tramps, and thieves or whatever.
Also, we're in Iowa. For you to be rich in Iowa is like. What, 250,000? You know what I'm saying? It's not real. That's not real rich. If you're rich if you're Iowa rich,
that's the
not
Costco
real.
Platinum membership.
Yeah.
Make them till the land. You know what I mean? I'm guessing they're like criminal in like a city way. Is that it? Or they just citify?
I think they're city people. I think you're absolutely right. I think we're just talking about some kids that are city people moving back to their small town in Iowa. And also, I do keep coming back to this. He is now a widower because like. It's really, I really do want to know the circumstances there. It also is a little weird because the first paragraph starts by talking about like, I love him. He's not a bad person, but he was a terrible father.
I didn't believe her the minute she started saying that. I was like, no, you don't love him.
You don't love him.
You don't love him.
And
you feel like you have to say that.
And he suffers from depression. So she's already kind of shit-talking him. And then she comes in with how terrible these kids are. But she said, my brother is none of those things. Those two are mutually exclusive statements, right? You don't have you are either a criminal and all of your children and grandchildren, all of them are criminals, you are a criminal.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? You can't have them, those are mutually exclusive statements. So I don't.
That's a lot of criminals in one family. Usually it's one bad egg. That's too many.
Normally.
The whole
that's
family?
not normally.
The grandkids too, or somehow how are they involved? Like, why they're all bad?
The Iowa mob. You ever been to Iowa Mafia? Yeah.
I'm never going to Iowa.
I feel like it sounds like, though, she would be the kind of person where one kid of his, not even a grandkid, one kid did something, maybe got locked up, and she's like, you're all criminals.
Yeah.
You're all criminals. It's because you're depressed. She probably didn't like his wife. You know, like, there's probably a lot going on, and she's
I think you're 100% right about not liking the wife, because she gives her no shine in this letter, right?
No.
He is now a widower. That is the only reference to him having a wife, is that she's dead.
She is dead.
I don't think she liked the wife at all. That is very true. Yeah, I'm starting to think she is middle management money. Like, she doesn't have real money, but she's got like a nice SUV, but it's like 3 or 4 years old. The house is nice, but it's not like that nice. And she is exactly what you said. It is one of the kids got locked up, and she's like, oh, well, I can't associate with that. You know what I mean? She's like kind of sedity about it. I think that's what we're dealing with here.
Doesn't want her mom group to think she's a bad person.
Yeah. I mean,
oh God, I hope one of her kids hangs out with the cousin. And that they just run the streets together and just give her a complete conniption fit.
Also, here's how I know I don't like her. She felt the need to explain what cousins are. She goes, my children, they're cousins. Bitch, I know what cousins are. You don't have to explain to me how families work. I already don't like her. I think her children probably do like them. I don't believe that they are as honest with her. Also, by the way, we have gendered this woman. She at no point is her gender given in this letter. All she says is my brother. No, we don't know who. So we have all interesting. Every one of us has said she.
Bad.
Right?
Nah, I'm holding to it. I'm gonna hold to it. Nope.
I agree with you. It does have that kind of energy.
Especially for not like, especially if she didn't like the wife.
You know what? Never mind.
I'm gonna stick.
Also,
I'm gonna stick there.
We are right. She does say my husband at one point. Okay. So likely, just based on the Iowa. I mean, granted, that could be a gay marriage situation. I'm not getting that vibe from
my partner.
This
they probably would have said though.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Let's go ahead. We got maybe one more in us, and then we'll wrap this up. This is a similar one. Let's try this. Dear Abby, I live in a fairly well-to-do neighborhood on a cul-de-sac. There has been an increase in the traffic on my street, and I suspect it's because a neighbor's adult son has been selling drugs. Most of the cars are driven by young people who park for 5 to 10 minutes at the most, and all of them walk around to the back of the house. Hypodermic needles have been found in the street. Should I talk to the police and risk alienating my neighbors, or should I keep quiet because I have no definite proof? I don't think the parents would believe me if I told them. They seem to think their child can do no wrong. Also, if I do file a police report and they find out, I'm afraid they will retaliate. Help! Signed, not sure what to do.
What Netflix show have these people thinking? That this is what happens.
Somebody's watching too much Discovery Channel investigation or whatever. Yeah.
And they're not going to be using the needles there. They'll take them home. Those aren't his needles.
Absolutely.
You don't come out of if you're buying weed, you don't immediately light a joint as you're walking out of the fucking where you've been buying it. Like, you don't get Molly and eat it, and then you're tripping on the drive home. Like, you take your drugs home.
As someone who has lived near several drug dealers throughout the course of my many years on this planet, they don't want a bunch of shit going on that's going to attract attention to the fact that they're dealing drugs. Drug dealer neighborhoods are very chill because they're doing crime. And they don't want people to know about the crime. I loved every drug dealer neighbor I've ever had. They're quiet. Ain't no bullshit in the street. It's white drug users that are the problems. In any neighborhood I've ever lived in, it's always the loud, drunk white kids that are causing the issues in the street. I don't even believe her when she says hypodermic needles have been found in the street.
No.
I think
don't think so.
One diabetic neighbor's trash can knocked over. There was one fucking hypodermic needle in the street, and now all of a sudden she's in fucking Panic Park or whatever.
And I don't think they saw it. I think they heard that from the other side of the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like a meth head is going to want to get high in a cul-de-sac. They don't want to be there.
Who wants to? That's it.
Get the hell out of there.
I don't want to be in cul-de-sacs. I don't do anything. It just feels like everything's closing in on you. Let me get to the open road.
I need to be able to go out left
before I
or
open
right.
my Mountain Dew or whatever.
I need to be able to leave at any moment. I don't want to have a turnaround situation. I want to be able to turn left or right and be free. As someone who has purchased drugs a good amount, I'm not going to pretend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that this also, here's how I know she's full of shit. I live in a fairly well-to-do neighborhood on a cul-de-sac. She thinks a cul-de-sac is fancy.
Yeah.
Right? She thinks French for dead end
me too.
is somehow fancy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she even lives.
Also, her son can do no wrong. So how do you know this information? That seems just like a bitchy comment to be like, well, her son can do no wrong. Well, what has he done? What else has he done? You just spying on the neighbors?
A lot of that. She has no definite proof. We know, bitch.
Yeah, we know.
Also, again, by the way, we have gendered these people. Keep an eye. No, this time I don't think anybody has said anything about. It does have old lady energy.
It has old white lady nosy energy.
It does.
It has Karen energy. It has big time Karen energy right now.
That's
Here's what I'm picking up from these Dear Abby letters is that I'm going to always assume it's an older woman because who else has the time to write to a newspaper?
It doesn't seem like
for advice. And in the hopes,
nobody
what I mean?
our age. This is definitely a 50+ situation.
These are older people.
Because
sure.
For print.
And I feel like an older man is going to be like, as a man, like he's gonna let you know he's a man.
No, because he doesn't want you to know that he
opens it with I'm a man.
Afraid or whatever,
I have a
right?
dick. And here's what I have to say.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have done this, but the wife tells me, not my wife. The wife tells me.
Yeah.
I should ask you. So let me know here, Abs. What's going on?
Also, let me know, bitch, when you have a minute.
I would like to just say this real fast. I think the kid's probably selling drugs. Because why are all these cars coming there for 5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah, no. I mean,
that's like, let's be real. What is that? What is another reasonable explanation? By the way, if that is indeed happening, we have to take all of this with a grain of salt. But if that is indeed happening, and all of these cars are showing up, going around the back of the house, 5 to 10 minutes, and they leave. That's drug dealer shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what you hate is that she's probably.
Yeah. I do think you might be right, but also think, shut the fuck up. I don't until someone hits your car, breaks into your house, does some sort of crime against the person. Shut the fuck up, man. They're not bothering you.
5 to 10 minutes. What? How is that? How would that concern you? You would only notice if you're staring out your window that entire time. You would not notice a 5 to 10 minute car stopping for no reason. And do you have kids that are out there? Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it's causing any there's no loose dog that you're scared of. Doesn't seem like this is an issue at all.
Yeah. Also, I do file a police report and they find out, I'm afraid they'll retaliate. All them fucking shooters in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
You don't have, these ain't them kind of drug dealers. That's the problem with old people. They don't understand that there are different kinds of drug dealers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not slanging crack. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a drive-by cul-de-sac neighborhood.
This guy's for sure dealing MDMA and Molly. This is
yeah.
Like. You're coming in, grabbing it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do we have any? I think maybe we have time. We can wrap this one up. We'll do one more and then we'll wrap this up. Dear Abby, there is a situation at work that has smoke coming out of my ears. I am past the age of retirement, but need to continue working. I'm with a great company and enjoy what I do. The fly in the ointment is one of our salespeople. He's a big, strapping guy who comes barreling down the narrow aisles between cubicles. On more than one occasion, I have had to execute a quick sidestep in order to not be run over. After the most recent near miss, I told him in no uncertain terms that if it ever happens again, I'd let him plow into me and take the consequences. My question is, if I don't get out of his way and do get knocked down, what recourse do I have? Good manners.
Well, if you don't.
Good manners would dictate that the younger man allow me to pass first, but are there any legal ramifications? I would love to smack him like Betty Davis would in an old movie, but with my luck, I'd be charged with assault. What say you, Abby? Signed on a collision course in Wisconsin.
Somebody send this woman in Wisconsin a vibrator and let her go wild with her fantasy.
Yeah.
That was literally her writing a letter to Penny.
Yeah. I would say very much using the use of the word plow insinuates that very much.
Plow, strapping young man.
Let him take me down. Yeah.
Let him,
Yeah.
Smack him like a Betty Davis. Get out of here.
I would very much like to address our Medicaid and retirement care system in our country, where this woman, who is clearly 80 to 90 years old, by use of the Betty Davis reference, is still having to work.
That's sad, actually.
Yeah,
that's
that
very upsetting.
Sucks. That is
very upsetting.
But again, she did bring back fly in the ointment. So you know what I mean? Like it's
I mean,
don't know.
Could you just ask to move cubicles? It seems like she's in a bit of a high traffic area. Tuck your chair in a little more.
Desk?
Yeah. Also, why are you just standing in the aisle? It's not like he's not running into your desk. She's in the aisle. So maybe just don't be standing up. Go back to your desk and do some goddamn work.
She might be one of those chatty Cathys. Maybe they were telling him to plow her over because she's always gabbing outside over everyone's cubicles, peeking in, having a little word.
She's at the desk. She's picking candy out of that bowl. Absolutely. When I first read it, I did not read the sexual sort of innuendo into it, but you are 100% right. Now I can't not read it.
Yeah, no, I worked in a porn store for like 6 years. All I see are possible scenes.
What was the cubicle situation like at the porn store? Were these?
No, it was sadly wide open. Not a lot of rushing about. Very quiet. Very quiet. Very studious, I'd say.
Yeah. I would say I've been a handful of porn stores in my day, and they were very quiet. There wasn't a lot. It wasn't a boisterous environment.
No. It's very. They're doing serious work. In there.
Yeah, I don't think they're on their earbuds having a loud conversation. They're having a quiet browse.
Let's go ahead and let's try to take the sexual element. Let's try to just say this is just an old woman who is
old woman in the way.
It's an old woman who's been working clearly for way too long. It's a woman who's in her close to 100, still working. Anything's going to annoy her at this point.
I do feel like this company is trying to figure out a way to get her to retire. She already says she's past the age of retirement, but needs to continue working. So, like, I think this company is sending this guy down these aisles in a way.
He doesn't even work there.
No, he don't work. He's a Zamboni for old bitches. He's just trying to move. He's just trying to clear the aisle to get the old people out of work. I think that's what's happening here. And I think they're like, look, if she breaks a hip or whatever, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, if she breaks a hip, like not unemployment, but disability will cover it. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll get taken care of. Yeah. Workplace accident, we'll get OSHA to handle it or whatever. Yeah, I think
it might be one of those those companies too that's taken a turn and they're now in the new age and they're using like Twitter and TikTok, and she's still like writing letters, like she doesn't know what's what. They're like, she needs to go. They've tried everything.
Yeah.
She's gotta go.
I bet her desk is like plexiglass and she doesn't understand any of that.
Yeah.
Like she's still standing up and looking over and it's like, I literally can see you through. There's no, what are you looking over?
She still has a little paper clip that she's asking questions to on work. She's like, I don't know.
She's constantly yelling to people and they're like, can you just put it in the Slack Betty, just put it in the Slack, and she's got to walk to everybody's desk.
What's that now? She doesn't know.
Yeah. She has one of those horns.
Yeah.
Those big trying to hear. Yeah,
absolutely.
Her phone still has a. Yeah. Anyway. All right. This was a super fun episode. Do you guys have anything anywhere people can find you on the internet? Anything to plug coming up? I don't know. I don't have shit to plug, but
plug stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying it's so weird. I'm so used to doing that at the end of a podcast, but like, who's doing things? You can find them on social media. We'll have it all in the links to the show. I'm at Chris Cubis on all social media. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Tell your friends about us. That helps as well. And we will see you next week with more bad advice.